Chris Dobey muss ran gegen einen aus den Top 10, gegen die aktuelle Nummer 10 der Welt. Einer der erfolgreichsten Spieler auf der European Tour, hat schon 3 European Tour Events gewinnen können und ist zurzeit die Nummer 2 in der Premier League. Aus St. Helens, der Bully Boy, Michael Smith.
Well, this German Darts Grand Prix has provided quality, drama, shocks aplenty, huge checkouts, huge averages, and this match has the potential to supersede some of the stuff we've seen before. They'll have to go some to do it, mind, but Michael Smith is the man in form. The Bully Boy doing very, very well in the Premier League, of course, and Chris Dobey has returned to form too. Reached a Pro Tour final just a few weeks ago, and for a long time in his match against the home favourite Martin Schindler yesterday, he was on a different planet, Chris Dobey, producing quite incredible stuff. His average in the end dropped just below 100, but for a time in that match he was in some kind of darting twilight zone, and I've been really, really looking forward to this match. There's been so much good stuff in this tournament so far, Dan.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Chris to throw first. Game on.
Let's hope the best is somehow yet to come, because this could be a belter.
Yeah, it really could. There was a spell that you mentioned in the Dobey Schindler game yesterday, where Dobey reeled off 5 legs on the spin, not missing a dart at double, taking out some massive checkouts, and he won those 5 legs in 65 darts. That's 13 darters on average for every single one of them. That's an average, that's 100 teens average. That is world-class stuff.
Well, look, before we get into the meat of this one, might be too late. A meaty visit from Michael Smith. Let's just reflect on what we've seen already this evening. A couple of real
96
tide-turning finishers. Joe Cullen's 120, followed by the match-winning 164. James Wade's 150. In between that, 97. Ian White beat Stephen Bunting in a belter. And that followed afternoon session, which saw 6 seeds knocked
85. Michael, you require 84.
Last weekend's tournament was fantastic. This could be even better. Michael Smith looking for a flying start.
44.
He's left Chris Dobey in his wake in leg 1, and it was Chris Dobey's darts at the start of this.
Now, he did lose the opening leg to Martin Schindler before he got into his stride yesterday, 45. Chris Dobey, but when he did get into 40. It, Schindler couldn't handle it. Double 10, loves double 10, and polishes it off for a 14 darter and a very good throw.
Game on.
The Bully Boy, successful player in Euro Tour darts history. Joint third with Phil 57. Taylor, but obviously he's not around anymore. Not that you'd know it from the fact that his name gets sung every 2 hours on Euro Tour venues.
He even got announced yesterday by our MC Elmar saying, this is not Phil Taylor, it's Scott Taylor. He didn't really play like Phil Taylor either, did he? But
no.
Michael Smith not doing a bad impersonation so far. A man that's 2nd place in the Premier League behind Michael van Gerwen.
46.
Who we will see later this evening, taking on Steve Lennon. 4 more matches to come after this one. Peter Wright, you have 54. Peter Wright news, do you, Dan?
I do. His luggage has turned up, finally.
So maybe using the darts, much to the dismay of Josh Payne, that have seen him do well in the last week or so. 180 followed by 174.
81. Michael, you require 36.
Well, double 18. Double 9.
18.
Oh, a slip.
Chris, you require 113.
Cannot be capitalised upon by Dobey.
Michael, you require 18. Games from the second leg.
Bully Boy
Michael
doubles
Smith.
his lead.
Third leg Chris to throw first. Game on.
Pair have met 3 times previously, all of them in Barnsley, one of the venues for the Players' Championship events.
Not for a while though, have they?
A couple of years, well, a year and a half. Late in 2016, and Chris Dobey beat Michael Smith 6-1 in the semi-finals of an event that I'm sure it was the weekend that he went on to reach a final. It wasn't the same
125
event.
$85.
It was around that time when he lost to Simon Whitlock in his first Pro Tour final. He's been in another one recently against Michael van Gerwen. 109 average, but lost out to the world number 1. Now Smith looking to set himself up on the very same finish.
136.
Dobey couldn't do it.
96. Michael, you require 136.
Over to you.
58. Chris, you require 40.
Well, for first leg on the board and away into this game.
Games from the third leg. Chris Dobey.
14 data for Chris Dobey.
First, game on.
Same management stable. The Tommy Gilmore plan.
131.
Flying at the moment. Gary Anderson, Ian White, Michael Smith and Chris Dobey all doing brilliant things.
100.
Yeah, they really are. And I know that Michael has spoken a lot about how he's benefited from having Gary there. But I think, you know, these couple of young guys of similar ages
85.
who could really spur each other on to greater success
100.
over the coming years and be genuine rivals for each other. Obviously, Michael Smith's a bit further along in his development, well, a lot further along in his development. He's a Premier League player. But we have seen
60.
Chris Dobey in a couple of Pro Tour finals. He had a run to the quarterfinals of the Grand Slam of darts. Ooh.
82.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting watch, the rise of Michael Smith, because we've seen a player have to eliminate some bad habits in his game over his rise to the top, and he has shown that he's got the ability to learn. And he's getting better and better, he really is, and he could be rivaling
44.
the likes of Anderson and Van Gerwen in the not too distant future. Well, perhaps he is now, starting to.
There aren't many players who've won titles this year. Michael van Gerwen has. Gary Anderson has. Ian White has. And Michael Smith has.
Fourth leg. Michael Smith. Fifth leg Chris to go first. Game on.
Gary Anderson is some way behind Michael Smith in the
96.
Premier League. Lost out to the Bully Boy early on in the tournament.
Well, Michael Smith is a man who feels he should have won major titles already. He feels he should have won the World Championship
180.
A couple of years, actually. He beat Phil Taylor, didn't he, famously? And was knocked out by Peter Wright, who went on to reach a final that year. And then there was a match against Raymond van Barneveld a couple of years later.
That was the one where he had a very good lead in that quarter-final.
60.
And he genuinely admitted, and again, he's another player, a bit like Joe Cullen. He's very honest, Michael Smith, in assessing his own
57.
play. He will have no qualms about saying, I'm playing well, I deserve this, that and the other. Or I'm, you know, the best player on the Pro Tour right now, or whatever. Or second best player in the world. He said that earlier on this year, based on his Pro Tour experiences. But he will also be very, very frank in assessing his failings. And he said, I started thinking about winning the Worlds in that quarter-final against Raymond when he was all over it. And he took his eye off the ball. Raymond snuck in and beat him.
Chris, you require 85.
Well, can Dobey sneak in here?
Games from the fifth leg. Chris Dobey. Sixth leg Michael.
Well, there's your answer.
First, game on.
Just keeping himself within touching distance of Michael Smith.
123.
He's not giving him much, about 10 points ahead in the averages.
Yeah, but it was a slow start in those first couple of legs from Dobey, wasn't it? And that first 9 average This is what Michael Smith is capable of doing, and capable of doing all day, all weekend. Because it's easy. Look, you can get another 9 darts in there. 5 180s for Michael Smith. We are only in the 6th leg.
60.
Michael Smith, a man who is the joint owner of the record number of 180s in a Euro Tour game of 9.
100.
Michael Smith hilariously managed to hit 9 in a losing cause. Beaten by Josh Payne at the Dutch Darts Masters, if I remember rightly. Darryl Gurney, the other man to have hit 9 in the game.
Yeah, same event, wasn't it?
78. Chris, you require
Dutch Darts Masters, not
Yes,
the same.
not the same year, yes.
$139. Michael, you require 20.
Well, his favourite double.
Game
Finds it in
shot
the end.
6th leg. Michael
Restores
Smith.
a 2-leg advantage.
To throw first. Game
And 2
on.
more legs will set up a meeting with the man we've just seen win, James Wade.
And we did see that one
60.
last weekend in Leverkusen, and it was one of the games of the weekend.
6.
108.
I keep saying this, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face
95.
until people start listening. Michael Smith is world class. He can do this, and it's only a matter of time before he starts doing it
135.
in the big tournaments on a regular basis. He is too good not to be challenging for major honours. We've not seen him do this in the Premier League yet. That's the thing. He's up near the top of the table, and he's not been playing like
Well,
it.
he was trying to make the point rather clumsily in his interview after the Premier League.
96.
But if he actually starts playing well, you know, I'm doing this when I'm not playing well. Wait until I start playing darts.
140. Michael, you require 90.
You mentioned that 180 record. The only thing that might stop Michael Smith doing it in this match is that he might wrap it up 6-2 in double quick time.
From the 7th leg. Michael Smith.
Because he's throwing for the match
leg,
now.
Michael to throw first. Game on.
Well, he could get to 8 in this leg, potentially.
He still could.
140.
Could get to 7.
Well, let's not discount Chris Dobey, because he's still averaging 96 himself.
100.
Admittedly, he's only been allowed 3 darts at double in this game, and look what's happened already over the course of this tournament.
I'm not sure he's quite aware what's hit him. All he keeps hearing is Hugh Ware screaming 180 almost every time Michael Smith walks back from the hockey.
125 first 9
100.
average. Teammates, stable mates. They might be in the same team, but I'm not sure it's particularly
98.
matey what Michael Smith is doing to Chris Dobey right now.
Yeah, might have to give him 5 minutes after this one.
60.
It's only lasted about
Michael,
5
you require
minutes.
83.
If he takes out his 83.
Oh, lovely.
59.
Oh, very nearly back-to-back 12 darters to win it, but he will come back with more match darts, Michael Smith. And it is once again an exhibition
41.
of big
Michael, you
scoring
require
and clinical
24.
finishing from the bully boy.
Game
Because that is
shot
a
and the
13
match.
darter.
Michael Smith.
He has battered one of the form players here this weekend, 105.38. We saw him doing this last weekend in Leverkusen. He did it against James Wade and it wasn't enough, unbelievably. But he's going to have another crack at the machine in the next round tomorrow afternoon, because we've got a mouth-watering last 16 tie between the bully boy and the machine. And the 4-time Euro Tour winner Michael Smith takes on the double Euro Tour winner James Wade. Tomorrow afternoon, Chris Dobey just could not live with Michael Smith this evening. That means we're halfway through the evening session. And look what we've got coming up. Not only the Champions League of Darts winner Mensur Suljovic, but the top 2 in the world, Michael van Gerwen and Peter Wright, and the world champion Rob Cross.
That's pretty good. Applaus für Chris Dobey.
It's not too bad. Missed a few doubles, couple of flat scoring, but I got the win. Just kept reminding me last time we played, he beat me 6-1. So that was going through my head there. I wanted to do the same, but to him 6-1 or 6-0. But if I win 6-5 and I'm still in the tournament, that's the main thing.
Confident-wise, how important is the Premier League right now? You're the number 2 in the Premier League, playing every week in front of thousands of people.
Premier League's helping massively, but I'm not doing this in the Premier League. I'm averaging 93 and 94 and I'm winning. I'm coming here doing 100 averages all the time, so I need to step up in the Premier League, but I'm not playing the best and I'm still number 2. So as soon as I can step up in the next half of the tournament, it should be fun.
That's actually the difference. Normally you're playing very high averages and winning matches, and in the Premier League you're saying 93, 94, but you're there when it's getting important. Good timing.
Yeah, good timing. Yeah, I think my doubles in the Premier League are really good. Something like 40% or 50% for the full tournament, so it's looking good. Just get the scoring right and everything will be fine.
See you tomorrow again. Michael, thank you very much. Der Bully Boy Michael Smith war nicht ganz so schlecht, sagt er. 105er Average. Hat natürlich jetzt auch aus dieser Premier League-Saison, es ist seine zweite, eine Menge Selbstvertrauen mitziehen können. Gewinnt die Matches ungewöhnlicherweise.